This video is brought to you by Once Upon a Galaxy, the collectible card battler that hooked us earlier in the year on mobile, and it's now available on Steam. From the team that helped create Magic the Gathering and Hearthstone, Galaxy is fast-paced, free-to-play and fun, which are three of the four most important Fs in the English language, and I'll let you guess what the final one is. It's fun. You'll put together a crew of iconic characters from across myth, legend and fiction, like Lightning Man, King Deceiver, and Whale Obsessor, in the most satisfying team-up since the combination of Pizza Hut and Taco Bell in one building. Yum? Question mark? If you like your games easy to pick up but incredibly deep to master, then Once Upon a Galaxy is for you. So what are you waiting for? Head over to Steam or your mobile app store of choice to start putting your Once Upon a Galaxy crew together today.
Get my coffee.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to Firelink Podcast, episode number 87 for Thursday, October 9th, 2025. Marty Sleever here, joined by Nick Calandra, Casey Wosu, and producer Eric. We got a packed house for y'all tonight. I guess it doesn't make sense to call it a packed house. It's the same number of people in the house
that are
who
normally
here.
Pack in here.
But we have a lot of things to talk about. In the very sad news, several layoffs across the industry. So welcome to part 40 of us talking about layoffs. We're gonna be chatting about that. Some news about a possible Assassin's Creed game that sounds like it will not exist. We have a full view of what the hell this whole Nintendo short film initiative has been. And then of course we're gonna be chatting about all sorts of games we've been playing, because let me tell you, they keep releasing them. I asked them to stop. I wrote a strongly worded letter and I said, please stop releasing games. And they refused. And they just keep doing it. So that's where we are now. Casey, how you doing?
Doing okay. Knocking out a bunch of things. I'm hoping to play a lot more video games that I've wanted to play over this weekend if I get the chance. So because I'm close to finishing some work stuff.
Nice.
Been sucking up a lot of time. Though that hasn't stopped me from playing a shit ton of Hollow Knight.
Perfect.
Silk Song still. So there's that. So that has also been stopping me from doing some work.
I was going to ask you what's at the top of your list, but we're going to save that for later, because I'm sure we're going to talk about some games that are probably high on your list. But I'm also curious what you're going to be playing this weekend. Nick, how are you doing?
Not too bad. Just spent most of last night working on trying to fix my audio for my microphone, because every time I go listen to our podcast on the road, I sound blown out. So I spent an ungodly amount of hours last night fucking around with that and getting annoyed, and then finally finding the
Do you think
settings, and
anyone
now,
notices that you should sound better right now?
I don't. Who knows? If I sound like a dead moth 2.0, then we're in the clear.
The dead moth
incredible
part wasn't your microphone though. That was directed at you as a human.
Yeah, that was more your personality. It had nothing to do with microphone. Yeah. So
they're saying I'm low. Well, good news, I can just do this to bump myself up a little bit, or Eric can fix it too. But
I think this shows, Nick, all the work you put in trying to fix things. None of it matters. None of it matters. People don't give a shit.
That's true.
People just want their Asmongold out here telling them to let rats run around your house. People want your Hassans out here telling you who to vote for. That's what people want.
I will.
Those are the only streamers I
what people
know. I
want?
know like 3 streamers. I don't know.
There's a dude named Sneeko. I don't know
There can't
why.
be a dude named Sneeko. That's not a real name.
I keep hearing it. I don't know anything about this guy, but his name keeps coming up. Like, what do you?
Do you
what?
play stealth games? You play sneaky games?
I know literally nothing about this guy other than he's a guy who streams, and he's probably not a great guy. That's all I know. Those are the only 2 things I know about Sneeko. Well, 3 things. I know those 2 things in his name.
He's part of the crowd that you definitely would not like, Marty.
Great. Also, several people are saying, Nick, you are crazy quiet, and you are crazy quiet. I've put you up to 200% in my thing.
Oh,
you know what?
Did that just happen?
When you try to fix things, everything breaks. Think about that. But it's fine, because we aren't the only people who have things breaking all over the place, because it turns out video game developers, everything is in shambles. We wanted to touch on a few stories that just dropped over the past day or two, including a big layoffs at Heart Machine. These are the developers of Hyperlight Drifter. They most recently released Hyperlight Breaker earlier on in the year in early access, and the news is that they are only be giving one more update for Hyperlight Breaker. They said it's going to appear in January on the 1-year anniversary, and everything else, there's mass layoffs at the company, and everything else is kind of TBD. This is the studio Hyperlight Drifter in 2016, one of the big first, not first, but just a huge indie hit in 2016. They released Solar Ash 4 years ago or so, which I loved. I think is a great kind of stylish indie artsy take on a Shadow Colossus formula. And then Hyperlight Breaker released in early access early this year. I know Jesse played it and made a video about it. Was not a fan of it. The game did not get the same audience that the previous games had. And then, but also they have this other game called Possessors being published by Devolver Digital that is still slated to be coming out in like a month in November.
They said on social media it was still coming.
Yeah, this is a 2D Metroidvania that I played the demo of last Steam Next Fest. So yeah, this was a sad story about them, and then followed up with the Outsiders, the studio helmed by David Goldfarb, previously of EA, and worked on a bunch of Battlefield games. But they most recently did Metal Hellsinger, which was that kind of hardcore dark fantasy rhythm-based first-person shooter. And they have just been completely shut down by their parent company, Funcom, who are apparently doing a bunch of layovers in the wake of it sounds like Dune Awakening, which they also released and published, didn't perform as well as they had wanted to.
I don't know where they said that game sold like crazy.
I don't know, but
I think it's just their external. I think they're just
getting rid of
Funcom. They tried to do a bunch of external publishing. Also, I bumped up my audio in OBS, so let me know how that sounds. But yeah, they were doing a bunch of external publishing for a while there, but it seems like they're really pulling back just to in-house stuff again.
Yeah. And it sucks. The news of this really fucking sucks. Eric just posted right before we went live that also news from Starbreeze and the Payday team that there's layoffs, that like there's nothing to say about any of this, right? Like there's nothing new to any of this other than like point at these things and say like, hey, these are teams of incredibly talented people who made good games, and it's not their fault that this bullshit is happening.
Yeah, it's all reflective of just the state of the industry, and it's hard to ignore the other factors outside of it that are kind of putting pressure down on it as well. But yeah, it's just not a great time for a lot of people in this space and any other space, and like these stories are gonna just keep happening until they don't. Hopefully, shoulder shrug. I don't know.
Yeah,
it's also just too many games.
Yeah, Nick, you cover these things on a weekly basis on Unpacked, and like, yeah, it just seems like even if you make a good thing, and even if you have the best intentions, and even if you do things by the book, that's not enough. Sometimes you need to just have the 0.0001% of luck, and that the thing you make is like a mega bonk, where it's like, oh, one dude made this and it sold 2 million copies or whatever.
Yeah, there was I hate to use the word discourse these days, but there was a discourse on Blue Sky today from a small indie game publisher that was kind of lamenting that their game is like one of the top sellers on Steam, but they've gotten no press coverage. And I just kind of had to remind them, like, in the last 2 years, the press has been wiped out essentially. I mean,
Yeah.
between gamers and Vox and Ziff and Gamer Network and whatchamacallit, the one that runs like Game Rant and all that, they have fired most of the
Valnet?
full-time people. Valnet, yeah, they've fired most of the full-time people that covered games. All that's left are freelancers, and all they do is post SEO and news stories, and there's no.
And that's largely because that's what they get forced to post, right? Like the companies that
Yeah.
hired them don't necessarily want actual games coverage; they want SEO farming.
Yeah, and there's also just these people want to cover these smaller games, but I mean most of any of the sites that are left just don't have any personality to them. Like, we've talked a lot about how people come here because they want to hear what Marty says about a game. They want to hear what Yahtzee says about a game. But do you really go, to IGN or GameSpot anymore to hear what anyone specifically there has to say about a game? I would say probably not.
I mean, it's also not
really
even
hard for me to weigh in on that particular point because I did used to do that, and the main reason I stopped is because I started doing this. It's because I just started doing this.
But so all the name talent at those places went independent or were fired like we were.
Yeah,
went
a lot of those names that I do know, eventually went independent. So if there are newer people there, like I kind of just don't know them, and that could be true for a lot of up and comers too.
It's also just tough. No, go ahead.
I was just gonna say, like personally, like as somebody that follows a lot of different games media, like I've really noticed it this year that like I haven't seen much of any like original writing anywhere on most of these sites.
They don't have the stats for that. They don't have.
Yeah, I know.
It's the same problem we talk about, Nick. You keep being like, we want to cover more. We got to cover more indie games. We want to find out how to cover more indie games. I keep telling you, we just can't. We don't have.
Yeah,
we don't have
that's what I said too. There's just too many games
in the day. There's too many games, and there's too many things where a site like IGN, they can't just like. We tend to play something and then move on. They don't, because they make their bread and butter post launch. Like they make their bread and butter by coverage of how to get all 5 endings in Silent Hill F and what are these Easter eggs and all that. So like you just can't do that. You have to pick and choose, and I don't know how to fix that.
It's all moved to YouTube. It's on YouTube and podcast.
But there's like I have 10,000 games I want to play and talk about, and I just can't. And I start this fucking Digimon game, and I'm like, I guess I'm going to be a digital monster guy going forward. I want to be a House of Necrosis guy, but I'm a digital monster guy.
Just I mean, the games industry is like TV and books and music and everything. Like only the stuff that gets attention.
Yeah, it's it sucks. That's why whenever anyone says like, oh, why isn't blank covering it? It's because look around you. That's why blank isn't covering it, because there's 10,000 fucking things to cover. Which is it's I don't know. There's so much. What if we just stop? What if everyone just stops? Stop making them.
Like everyone stopped. Like they stopped making games. We stopped covering games. Everybody just like
that sounds nice.
Just
an armistice
nap,
like the Christmas Day armistice of World War I. That sounds nice. Obviously, love going out to anyone affected at any of these studios, and also probably the other studios that we haven't mentioned because maybe again. Everything can't even be covered, because I'm sure there were layoffs this week that couldn't even be covered.
Secret background layoffs.
Yeah.
The fun story about layoffs though was that the team that was making that Project Blackbird game at ZeniMax Online, they formed their own studio now, and it's called Sackbird Studios.
I'm gonna say something now. I've become disenfranchised by the what used to be a feel-good story of we left the AAA industry and we formed our own studio, because I've hit too many of those stories where that studio then goes under. Like we don't have enough success stories of that for me to remain excited about that, and I just don't.
Hey, at least they went out on their own terms for the most part.
Agreed, but it's just like, that was the whole story around like Eternal Strands, and remember that game? Was that
They
this
just
year?
got
That
on,
might
they
have
just
been
got
this year.
put on
the
Game
beginning of this
Pass.
I think
Yeah.
that was.
They got some
this
new
year.
money.
Do you
from
not
Game
think we're
Pass.
going to be talking about them in the next 2 or 3 years with a similar story?
I don't know.
Like-
They're just. I mean, they literally just got their game put on Game Pass, so.
No, it's
probably
been on
good.
Game Pass.
It just came back, I guess. So another influx
Maybe.
of cash for them. I don't know
Yeah.
how that works.
Right.
If you pay them once, you
No,
get to
that's
put it back whenever you want.
It's. I like. Do we have an example of you left AAA, you formed your own? Like, I guess Claire Obscure, but like that is also not a. That's like a few people left Ubisoft and made a thing, and kind of, and
Yeah,
that seems like a 1 out of a million kind of thing.
I would say
Yeah, like a
Embark
super-
Studios with Arc Raiders. That
Sure,
game has a ton
those
of hype
former
behind it, and the
Battlefields,
finals
right?
did really
Former
well.
DICE.
Yeah,
Yeah.
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 Are people
Who
playing
knows?
that game? People are into Arc Raiders?
It's not out yet.
Oh, well.
It comes out in
The
2
answer is
weeks.
no, Nick. People are not playing that game.
Yeah, there's a lot of
Comes
hype
out 2
behind
weeks.
it. October
Comes
30th.
out 2 weeks.
I'm gonna
You're
be pretty
literally
That's
the
too
only
scary
person
of
I've
a date
ever
to
heard
release
mention
your
Arc
game.
Raiders, though.
Yeah, a lot of people playing the beta. I don't know what to tell you.
No, I just don't know anything about it. Like I've only ever heard Arc Raiders from Nick, so I hope it does
Yeah.
well. But it has been completely off my radar.
Let's do a couple super chats before we move on to the next story. We got Sondi. Thank you so much for an $8 dono. G'day, gang. What a time for great games to make Hades while the sun shines and to go forth with the Silk Song in our hearts. Those people, that might have been like a Zen Koan. I don't know though. I just thought it was nice.
I
That was
tried to
nice.
give it a shot. I don't think that made sense.
What, Hades? Oh, the Zen Koan. Oh yeah.
No.
Sometimes you know what I do? I say every chat is great. As long as you're nice, every chat's great. Doesn't matter if I don't understand what's going on. It's great.
Bare minimum.
Listen,
I think it's okay
you
to
got
understand
Yahtzee
things
over here
sometimes,
to shame you for leaving out like a fucking apostrophe somewhere. I'm not gonna do that. What the fuck do I care? It's 6 o'clock at night. Who am I gonna yell at for leaving out an apostrophe? I don't even know what an
That seems
apostrophe
extreme.
is.
I just wanted to
Seems
know
extreme.
what it meant. That's all.
Zoobmare, thank you so much for a $2 dono. Said Dispatch, the game, its cast is more stacked than the Mario movie. I'm very excited for Dispatch.
Yeah, that game looks really freaking cool.
Yeah, this could be an example of Ad Hoc is a studio founded by former Telltale folks who left Telltale to make their own adventure game studio. These were folks who were behind The Wolf Among Us and Tales from the Borderlands, and they have their new episodic, very Telltale-esque adventure game coming out soon with an absolute incredible cast with from Aaron Paul to Jeffrey Wright all the way down, and it's I'm very excited for this one.
Do we know where their money is coming from? Like how did former Telltale, because the Telltale was, if I'm not mistaken, like closed down a couple of times, like more than one time.
Yeah.
So how did people who defected from there get the budget to hire several well-known actors to voice talent in this?
They've been making this game for a while. I'm assuming they got COVID money.
Yeah, and that's a terrible way to say things, but yeah, I imagine they probably did get COVID money. But originally I do know that this game has been delayed quite a long time because it was originally planned to be live action. And COVID.
How is that going to work?
And then COVID happened. This was going to be a like Aaron Paul was going to be the star of this game in live action.
That might have saved this. that
honestly,
because I don't know how that would have went over.
I mean, Sam Barlow's doing it, right? You have that with Immortality and Telling Lies, but that's not the same as like a choose your own adventure, branching path kind of straight narrative story. Like those things are very much you're watching something.
And those do exist. There are like live action choose your own adventure-esque games like that, but they're in a very kind of niche, forgettable genre. So like if they were looking for
forget about FMV. The Mark Wahlberg game, the Scottie Pippen game, I never forget about them.
I didn't even know that these existed. There's a Scottie Pippen FMV game?
Yeah, Scottie Pippen FMV game. I believe for the Sega CD. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
If only we could all be as great as Scottie Pippen. That's what I think every day of my life.
The most boring bull, Scottie Pippen, right?
He's far and away the most boring bull. Literally no personality. It is Wild. Cody Bishop, thank you so much for a $5 donor. The Saudis own the largest U.S. military game sim soon, Battlefield 6. How is that for irony?
Is it
Call of
ironic?
Duty not the largest U.S. military sim game?
Sorry, what was the question? I completely, my brain shut off.
Oh, you heard Saudis and you got scared? You're like, they're coming after me after my unpacked. The Saudis, if the EA deal goes through, they will own the largest U.S. military sim game soon in Battlefield 6. How is that for irony? My only rejoinder was, I believe, if we're still counting Call of Duty as military sim, that is bigger than Battlefield. But yes,
bigger than Battlefield.
But that's besides the point. Yes, it's ironic, but I think no matter what you are, you realize that there's a lot of money to be made in the military, and if you want to make money, the military is the way to fund things. Let me tell you how disgusted you'd be if you found out so many movies you love had funding and approval by the military in order to use various names and uniforms and people and tanks and supervisors and whatnot in their movies. If you like the MCU, let me tell you, a lot of military money there.
Let me
which
live
sucks.
in ignorance.
No, which is fine. Listen, I love ignorance. I love ignorance. One of my 5 types of inces. Could I name 4 other inces? I don't think so. I'll see by the end of the episode. Ignore ants. I don't think I have any other answers. Tamaraz, thank you so much, $5 Look at the Sora problem at the moment. Imagine how worse the game's value problem will be in 2 to 5 years when AI is churning out games en masse. I'm personally not worried about this because I think every game that AI churns out is going to be pitiful.
Yeah, it's going
And
to
it's
be
just gonna be-
embarrassingly bad.
Yeah, and it's going to be used as people are going to try to point to them and be like, look how good this is, to try to make more money through backdoor routes. But like Elon Musk said, like, oh, by 2027, our first game is going to be out. It's going to be embarrassing. And I am very excited for the fully Ramblematic of that game because it is going to be a genuine travesty that is devoid of any humanity, because that's what AI is. It's devoid of every humanity.
And it's kind of poetic that the big name trying to take the charge behind this is one of just the worst tech people in the world.
Truly
Remember when he broke the
dudes.
window of his unbreakable supercar? Like,
Incredibly
what an
funny.
idiot!
Incredibly funny. Just terrible.
It's just going to be an AI take on Path of Exile. Watch. That's exactly what it's going to be.
It's going to be bad. Yeah,
it'll be great. King Dead, thank you so much for a $2 dono. I come to second win for these hot 90s bull takes, and then quintuple with a $2 dono. King Dead spitting the hot truth. Listen, we got some more. We got a whole Tony Kukoc corner coming up later on in the episode, but we're gonna wait for that. Shout out to Croatia.
Kukoc, most underrated bull.
Arguably the most underrated bull. I will not 100%. He's in the running. He's in the running along with Steve Kerr and Judd Bushler. Judd Bushler might be the silliest name for a dude who could like knock down a 3 at any time he needed to.
The announcer screaming at the top of his lungs, "Bushler for 3" is like burned in my brain from like those old finals games where the Bulls were so far ahead that they subbed in like just nobody from the bench and they were still kicking ass.
They were so far ahead that Michael Jordan would be like, put in the 5 whites. They put in 5 white guys. They put in Luke Longley, Bill Wennington, Tony Kukoc, Steve Kerr, and Judd Bushler. And let me tell you, what a lineup! Still arguably like a playoff caliber team.
Right, they were that good. The whole team,
still
the bench.
A playoff caliber team. Incredible.
I have no idea who you're talking about, but I just realized I'm missing the opening of the Red Wings game, and I'm upset.
Oh, I'm sorry. You could put on like another window or something. We can talk about hockey.
I'm about to.
High sticking and whatnot.
I don't even know where to watch it anymore. They keep changing everything. If I have to resubscribe to Hulu for hockey, I'm gonna be upset.
You sound like an old man.
I
don't know how to watch my hockey. I was the same way though, trying to watch the World Series. I was like, I don't know how to watch baseball. You're in Wisconsin. I should be able to figure this out.
It's on Fubo. What the fuck is Fubo?
For us, by us. I actually don't know how you spell that. Oh, that's what Fubu was.
Fubu.
I don't know.
Fubu the boo-boo.
And then Andrew Fanges. I like that, actually. Andrew Frangies, thank you so much. $5 donut. I want to shout out the demo for Alabaster Dawn. It feels like a forgotten game from the transition period between pixel art and 3D 3D graphics. Love you. I don't know what this game is. I'm gonna check it out though. Alabaster Dawn. Oh, that looks very nice. Alabaster Dawn looks
Oh,
great.
I have seen this.
This is the
Yeah.
follow-up.
Yeah.
This is Radical Fish's follow-up to Crosscode. Yeah, this game's gonna be huge. Crosscode is I was gonna say great, but I have not played Crosscode. I've owned Crosscode on several devices, and I know I would love Crosscode if I played it.
That was the Mega Man Battle Network, right?
No, Crosscode was the it was like a top-down. It was like a top-down ARPG.
All right.
That looked kind of like a 16-bit game.
All right. Well, yeah, this looks dope. I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. Congrats, Alabaster. Let's jam on to a couple other news stories before we get to the stuff we've been playing. Both of these feel like relatively short. The first is that news came out from Stephen Totillo's GameFile news letter that there was an Assassin's Creed game in development to some point that ended up getting canceled last year. And the reasoning behind his sources that this game that reportedly was canceled was that the game was meant to be set in post-Civil War American South, and you were going to be a former slave. Yeah, the Reconstruction period, and you were going to be a former slave who's gets mixed up with the assassins and the Templars and is dealing with all of that. And however, according to those sources, they said that higher up said that the game, one of the sources said, quote, they deemed it to be too political in a country that is too volatile, which, anyone who remembers all the bullshit backlash that was around AC Shadows and, featuring a black lead as one of the two main characters. Obviously take everything with a grain of salt, how far along this was, what this was. I'm torn on this because one half of me is like, this sounds like a fucking great idea for a game that Ubisoft has already dabbled in with they did the Freedom Cry DLC and Liberation, and there wasn't a big hullabaloo about that because the world was a slightly better place 10 years ago apparently, but also I just don't. This does feel like I'm not saying that every time period has a heaviness to it. This just feels like there's a heaviness to it that I'm not sure would have been dealt with well in a AAA game. But that's just kind of my thoughts.
Without trying to sound like I know a lot more about this than I do, because I promise you that I don't. I have heard something about this internally. Like I had a conversation with someone who told me, whether it's true or not, that they actually pitched this idea forever ago, and it was in motion. But to my knowledge, this was canceled way before any of this stuff had happened.
Yeah.
So maybe that's nothing, maybe that's something. But like I will put confidence in the fact that this was an idea that maybe got some legs, because on paper this actually sounds like a really interesting setting. And I'll say, like, as much flack as Ubisoft as a company gets, its devs really freaking love video games. Like, Ubisoft developers want to make fun, cool stuff, and using that backdrop to make an interesting gameplay scenario is kind of what they do. Like, they're good at like bringing settings to life more than anything else, I want to say. So like, it would have been a really interesting attempt at the very least. Whether, maybe it wouldn't have worked out, maybe it would have been a disaster. That's a possibility too. But I would have absolutely jumped at the chance to see what this turned out to be.
I also have to imagine there have been Assassin's Creed games about blank time period pitched for every time period ever over the past 15 years. Like, it's one of those, like, if you have an idea for, hey, they should make this kind of Marvel movie, Marvel and Disney have talked about that. I promise you, Ubisoft has talked about every. If you're like, they should talk about what it's like in Poughkeepsie and in the 90s, there was someone like, what if we do a Poughkeepsie's Creed? So yeah. Nick, what do you think about this?
Yeah, my main thing is I just want the world to stop using Twitter as a fucking source of anything.
Sure.
Our entire government is run by it. Like our corporate CEOs are run by it. Like they get caught up in these things and make rash decisions and let 50-year-old men who jerk off to digital tits scare them away from making ideas.
Where are these tits at? Where are these tits at? You can send it to me so I can block the website.
I just, like Casey said, maybe this decision was made long ago, and whoever Steven interviewed connected the two in some way. But also, I don't know. Steven's broken a lot of stories, so I tend to trust what he puts out.
Yeah, like
Steven Totilo was former editor-in-chief of Kotaku. He's
absolutely
he's a great
reporter. Like I would trust
100% trust. Yeah.
So like if it was made on a decision of like we're scared of online backlash, like just I don't know, grow a pair. Like these people, none of these people that yell about these things.
Online backlash because this
not anymore, right?
At the trajectory that America is going, if this game comes out in 3 years, if America is still a country, I can imagine fucking.
Well, I think games will be the least of our worries at that point.
This game, I could have each one of those fucking like inbred Neanderthals that I have to see on fucking news every day have some thoughts about this game.
Elon Musk literally had thoughts about the last one. Like that was a big deal.
Yeah.
Yeah,
but that led him to go, AI's going to make our game, and they're going to make the shittiest piece of shit. Imagine
none of these people play or even talk or do anything with video games. Like
none of these people are people. They're not human beings. They're little reptiles. They're little reptiles who run around in the dirt, get their bellies in the
robots, bunch of spies.
Oh my
god! I just watched like this whole investigative thing on like bot farms and like how they have just these walls with phones that just post bullshit after like they search out keywords that you say in your post, they search it out and then they reply to you. Yeah, Eric's showing a picture of one of them. Like it's insane what's going on. I assume
it's how to get the music streams up too.
Yeah,
like Sabrina Carpenter came out of nowhere, right? Oh, she's so great. I wonder how she got all. That's
people always talk about like manufactured like pop artists. Sabrina Carpenter, Doja Cat. There's like a couple over the last not Doja Cat. Doechii.
I know you're talking about. Yeah, they are making an accusation about Doechii, which I don't know, that might be true. She's actually good though. Like Dochi's actually talented.
She's good
for one.
But I've had the circumstantial evidence I have is people have seen her live at festivals and they're like, there's no one there for her. And I'm like, well, that's just maybe where you are, time of day kind of thing. But like you would think someone who would be this popular now would get people coming to an outdoor all day festival and getting stoked to see that. Yeah.
It's strange.
All I know is just as somebody that spent a lot of time partaking in discourse, the discourse these days is so beyond stupid. I just ignore it now. It's just not even worth partaking in anymore. It's
like it actively hurts my brain, so like I kind of just at some point I have to stop, like because
the discourse is anti-art and anti-intellectualism and
it's anti-everything. It's just nuts.
Truly dumb. I don't want to talk about this. This is literally the last thing I ever want to talk about. It's the dumbest shit ever. Like it's wasting all of our precious months we have left on this earth before it's destroyed. Spoilers, we only have a couple months left. Before we get on to stuff I've been playing, let's talk about something nice, because you know what? When we're dead and gone, Pikmin are still going to be here. In every Pikmin game, we're dead, but the Pikmin are running around. Yeah, they're finding our things. They're like, oh, this was Casey's spoon. We got it. We brought it back to the ship. We talked about this on the Rewind earlier in the month, or earlier in the week, and Nintendo released their first weird little animated short. We couldn't figure out what it was, and we're like, oh, could it be a Pikmin thing? Could it be a Rosalina thing? And then they released a second one, which was very clearly they just inserted the Pikmin, because according to Pikmin Bloom, Pikmin are invisible, which I didn't realize canonically. Like humans can't see Pikmin. They're like little fairies. And so this short was it was just a short 4-minute animated film that was about Pikmin, and Nintendo just kind of said like, hey, this isn't like, we're not doing anything, this isn't like a trailer for a game, this isn't like a movie or anything, we just kind of make these things, and I wonder what you guys think about them. Casey, as someone who is obviously a big fan of the animated art form, what did you think of this, and what do you think of kind of Nintendo dipping their toes in this water?
I think this is great all around. Like I I really like the short. And the rollout of the short as well, which was, oh, this is a weird thing and it's mysterious, and then the same thing over again, but with the context. And it not being for a marketing thing, it's an art thing. It's like, oh, look at these characters, look at this little story, look at our animation chops. Like they're kind of just testing themselves. So clearly, because like they bought this animation studio, Nintendo Pictures. It was called something else before that, but Nintendo Pictures back in 2022, if I'm not mistaken. And since then, I don't know what they've been working on. If they've been doing other CG stuff for Nintendo internally, like maybe even like internal company stuff, they might have even been doing like business dockets, whatever. They might have done animations and decks or whatever for staff. But like them being able to kind of just be creative is cool. And the fact that the thing they made was so cool that they were like, hey, let's just put this out. It leads me to believe that at some point, because Nintendo is very much now in the business of leveraging their IPs in transmedia, is they can cut out the studios they make these partners with. Like this is every bit as good as what Illumination is able to do, right? Or at least it's the building blocks to get to what Illumination is able to do. And if they
Sure.
just take full control over it, then they just get the whole bag. And that's a very Nintendo thing to aspire to, if I'm being honest. So like I believe they have plans for this studio now, with this proving that they can kind of do it themselves.
Yeah. So you do think they'll be used for bigger long form things? Like you don't think this is just kind of like a strange little one-off
Like
short?
it might have started that way, because that is also a very Nintendo thing. Like they will invest in just being kooky and creative to see what comes of it. But once they see what comes of it, they will monetize it. Like Nintendo is good for that too. So I think this is a proving ground, and like they've kind of proved, hey, what if we tried this? Because like they have a million different IPs. Remember they wanted to do that Star Fox thing forever ago.
Netflix.
That and it leaked, and so they just burnt the whole thing down to the ground. Now they don't have to worry about their stuff being leaked, because they can do it internally. And then let's see what this turns out to be, and then they just keep all the profits, they keep all the creative control. Like it's an end goal.
Yeah. Yeah, it's, I don't know. I like this as we talked about a little bit about this on the rewind, that there's so many Nintendo properties that could make for fun little short things that don't necessarily need like, I don't know, like if we got a bunch of short Animal Crossing things or short Splatoon things or short Kid Icarus things or short Star Tropics things, like that'd be fun. Like, and it could all, whether it tests the water to see if something would work in long form, or if it's just a thing Nintendo does because sometimes they just do things because they want to do them. I don't know. I think ultimately, I think this was neat, even if it's not pointing to a new Pikmin game, which I would love. Them just releasing these animated things, I think, are neat. There you go.
My only thought on this is I had to go back and finish Pikmin 4 because I got through a huge chunk of it and put it down. But
Pikmin's very good. Pikmin 3 and 4 and 1 and 2. It turns out all the Pikmin games are good except for Hey You Pikmin, I think was the name of the game on the 3DS, and that one wasn't good. It has good music though. It has very good music.
Isn't there a Pikmin on phones? Like a mobile one?
Pikmin Bloom, and I believe that is where canonically they became the invisible to humans. So yeah, I don't know. Check out the Pikmin. A couple super chats before we move on to all the nonsense we've been playing. Captain President, thank you so much for a $10 dono. CL, or we can embrace the challenge and make Assassin's Creed January 6th and the Epstein years. CL wants that, like as in from Claire Obscure? Or was that another person? That being said, I would play Assassin's Creed January 6th. I'll see what's going on there. I'll see. I'd try it out. I don't know if I'd stick with it, but I'd like play the first couple hours, give some impressions on a podcast. That'd be nice. Washington D.C., beautiful city.
I don't know what to make of that.
I don't know either.
It'd be beautiful. Mirith, thank you so much for a $2 dono. Nick, did something bring you joy this week? Nick, give us one thing that brought you joy this week.
Today's Thursday, so I enjoyed my time at the coffee shop yesterday writing Unpacked.
Terrible thing to enjoy.
Ooh.
You gotta have some personal joy. Can't have joy be work. That's work joy.
I mean, getting enjoyment out of the work you do is not a bad thing. I think that's a good thing. Some people get zero enjoyment out of the work they do, and that's kind of sad.
That's true. That is true. Okay, I turned around.
Yeah, I don't think I really did anything this week besides work. Scored a
Perfectly
cool goal in a
healthy.
rematch probably at some point.
Perfectly. I'm proud of you for scoring a goal in a rematch. And then Captain President with another $10 dono. Thank you, Captain President. Can Nintendo make a movie by itself, or will it be getting Super Mario: The Spirits Within? Oh no! I mean, it would be very funny if the movie's really bad, and it would be very funny if Nintendo was like, "Oh, it turns out we can't make movies. Like, we need someone else to do it."
What Nintendo game has the best story? Like, yeah, they're not kind of great at crafting a narrative, I guess.
No. Yeah, I mean, I guess we'll see with
Fire Emblem.
Eric is
But yeah,
suggesting
Xenoblade Chronicles and Fire Emblem are probably the two. And Mother.
Oh, Fire Emblem's not bad.
Mother 3.
Yeah, Fire Emblem's not bad.
That's got to be a TV show. You can't make a movie out of that. People saying
Yeah,
Zelda and
kids.
Metroid. Guys, I love Zelda and Metroid. Those games don't have good stories.
I'm sorry.
I love
They got
them.
good
I
lore.
love them
They're like John Wick's.
deeply. They got great lore. Their stories are basic as fuck, and I love them for it. Okay, let's talk about all the stuff we've been playing. There's so much going on right now. We got a bunch of fun comments from the Patreon going about this. So let's start sticking to games. Obviously, two of the big ones we're still going to be talking about are Silksong and Ghost of Yotei. And Nosk in the Patreon at the $5 tier, thank you so much, said coming straight out of Silksong and into Ghost of Yotei has been jarring. I'm finding it much harder to get into it than I did with Tsushima, even though it's probably technically better than the first one. And I think that its design is divided between the two. It's the design divide between the two. Casey, you're still playing Silksong, right?
Yes.
And then Nick and I have finished whatever our version of finishing Silksong is and moved on to Yotei. Nick, did you find that movement strange, or are you kind of used to moving from one game to another just because?
No, I'm used
to all
to
the time.
Yeah, I'm used to moving from one game to another. I'm used to going from playing Hollow Knight Silksong to slots in Clover Pit. And yes, you hear my dog squeezing his toy in the background. So.
That's what that was. I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
It sounded like one of those
It's
weird
just
chickens that you
My
squeeze.
baby in
OBS
the
settings aren't
background.
hiding it.
Yeah, all these
Yeah,
settings are bad.
secret baby.
All these settings are bad. All these settings are bad. And like I just saw Eric's messages now. They're like, oh, Marty's volume's worse than ever. I'm like, oh, god damn it.
Well, I've
What is
heard
happening?
literally no
Broke it
difference.
all.
Listen,
I've heard
Casey,
no
whatever.
difference
When it's just me and you, everything's fine. It's bringing these numbskulls in, ruins everything. So that's how you're feeling there. Casey, you're still jamming through Silksong, right?
Yeah, I was pretty sure that I was gonna be wrapping up Act 3. But I got like you can just absolutely do what Act 3 asks you to do and like finish it. But I keep running into new stuff, and then like that new stuff gives me questions, and I'm just like, all right, well, what is this? I'll look up a guide, and it turns out it's a much bigger thing than I thought, and so I'll just go down this whole ancillary path. I've ended up maybe 100%ing everything you can do in Act 3 at this point, and I think as of today, because I was playing earlier today, as of today, I don't think there's much left for me to do. I've killed every boss that's available to you in Act 3. Other than the final one.
Have you flea juggled?
Yes, I beat all those flea carnival challenges.
Did you do the one platform, the vertical platforming challenge? Up the
what is that?
Up the thing, and you get
to get to the cradle. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I did do that.
Oh, you've done like everything.
I've done everything, and it's given me an additional love for the game. Like I was already having a great time. Like there were some frustrations like near the end of Act 2. But I realized that's the thing I always do is where when I meet a challenge, I don't do what they want you to do, which is go find other ways to get stronger and come back. I fucking beat my head against it. And after I won, I was fine. After I got to the end of it, I was like, cool, that was great. I understand it now. But I could have absolutely I didn't have a double jump when I did that particular challenge, and it would have made it infinitely easier if I just left and found that at some point. But that was just me being hard headed. But at this point, I'm kind of overpowered. Like I have all the stuff in the game. All the bosses I've come across are fun challenges because I can just do really cool shit to them. And it got me thinking because another game I've been playing recently, I just did a review for Yooka-Laylee, An Impossible Lair. Their remix. I'm sorry, no, not that game. Yooka-Replaylee.
Yooka-Replaylee, yeah.
Right, which is a remaster remake of Yooka-Laylee. They start that game off where you just have all the things. And I'm wondering if Silksong started where you didn't have to run around and grab all the things, you just had all the power to take on everything at the beginning. Would it be a little broken? Maybe, but would that feel like a more fulfilling experience for more players?
Yeah,
I don't know. Because it's great when you unlock the things and like it makes sense in terms of progression, right?
yeah.
But I don't know.
I could just
Maybe there's another way to
and
go
float
about this.
and dash from the beginning. Would that
Right.
have like made more people stick with it through
Mix
those
it
Like
up
I think
with your
I think an
experience.
argument could be made for characters in a full length adventure starting fully powered and just like, hey, it's like a TV show. Like your main character doesn't lose all their abilities, and then by the end of the episode, get everything back, right? Like that's just who they are. Let them
I've
meet the
lost how to
challenge as
speak.
they are, right? So
Yeah.
like I don't know. Maybe there's a world where that is a thing now.
So that does tie well with Ghost of Yotei, which I know Nick and I have been playing, which I feel like does a really good job of kind of right off the gate, very quickly. You feel like you have almost the full movement kit and traversal and combat kit that you had in the first game, and you do get new things. You get double swords, you get new abilities and new charms and a progression tree and everything. But I feel like it does. One of the things I've loved so much about Ghost of Yotei is its time to fun is so much quicker compared to a lot of its contemporaries in the kind of modern open world genre. Have you noticed the same, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, I actually went back to Ghost of Tsushima a few months ago just to start replaying it, and I kind of forgot how long the intro is. Like,
Yeah,
you spend. I mean, they give you a really long tutorial on just how to stealth in the game. It's like, how many times have we done this, guys? Like, we don't need a whole tutorial on how to assassinate somebody. That sounds weird, but whatever. Yeah, like it's definitely a game like you get plopped in and you are in the. It was almost jarring how quickly I was in the open world part of Yotei.
yeah.
Because I was like, wait, is like the game, am I open now? And it's like, yeah, your job is to go hunt these guys down. Great.
Yeah, and it gives
That's
you
all I wanted
some
to do.
suggestions. It's like, oh, maybe you go to the top of the mountain and you might meet a dude who could teach you how to use two swords, or maybe the kitsune is over here. But you could just be like, fuck it, I'm gonna go south and see what's going on at the ocean.
Yep. And then it's structured in a nice way too that, they have the story quests that are clearly marked. Go do these if you want to do that, but you can also just go do whatever you want.
Yeah.
I do my favorite thing about the game though, that I don't remember enjoying as much in Tsushima is all the side content. Like none of it they've done such a really good job of designing it that it doesn't feel out of the way at all. Like when you are just out in the world, she mentions, I hear a wolf den, and then you go looking for it, and then it just immediately goes right into the side mission of saving the wolves, or a fox den, or somebody in need, or whatever. Everything just kind of flows together, and it's the best open world games do that, where it doesn't feel like you're going out of your way to do anything.
Yeah,
it's just all part of the one journey.
Yeah, it's a very dense open world game. In that you might like put a marker on the map and be like, I want to go. I saw this plume of smoke rising over there in the forest, and I want to go there. So I'm going to set a mark there. And on your way there, you will inevitably get sidetracked by X, Y, and Z, and whether it's oh, there's a campfire and there's a NPC I haven't met, or there's a wolf den and I can chase them down and get an upgrade, or oh, I have a standoff and now I have to fight these dudes. And then after I fought the dudes, the way the camera positioned me, oh, I saw like a waterfall over there, so maybe I should go over there. Which that's how the best open world games unfold, in my opinion. And yeah, I've really been enjoying Ghost of Yotei. I still haven't even left the opening area yet. I think I'm relatively close to like almost doing everything in it. Like I feel overpowered at this point, but I've really been enjoying it. It does feel like it doesn't do anything new. Like it doesn't feel like it's bringing any new ideas to the table, but it's been long enough for me. I put like 5 or 10 hours into AC Shadows, but it's been a while since like an open world game has really hooked me. And this isn't hooking me in me playing for like 10 hours straight, but like I've been putting in an hour a day pretty consistently. And it's just nice doing some things and getting some nice views. I met this dude and we had to take his gambling house had been overtaken by these shitty marauders, and so we had to sneak in at night and kill all these gamblers. I'm like, it was like my gambling buddy. I'm like, okay, neat. That's all I needed to do for today. And I think that's
gambling minigame.
No, I usually hate gambling minigames in games. Is it good?
This one's fun. Yeah, you flick the coins and it uses the adaptive triggers, so it flicks depending on how much pressure you put on the trigger. It's actually really good.
Are we good? It sounded like Discord might have bonked.
Yeah, we're going to change our region.
Okay, cool. Yeah, because you use some of those. You use some of the touchscreen, the trigger stuff with like starting a fire and everything, where you have to kind of like hit the sparks against the stuff and then use the trigger to blow. Gimmicky, you could skip it, but I think it's neat. So sometimes,
just adds a little extra things to do. Yeah.
I think the story's been good so far, even though I haven't killed any aside from the early one you do, any of the Yotei 6. I think Erika Ishii's performance is really great as the lead. I think her kid, the kid version, and I don't want to knock a kid, and I don't even know if this was a kid actor or not. The kid version doesn't do anything for me.
Acting is really bad.
The kid voice acting is really bad. It's like I don't think
it's
a child. I think it's an adult pretending to be a kid. I don't know if it's her.
That.
But whoever
exactly
is doing
that. It is so fucking jarring.
Yeah, and also like the animation rig for young you is like rigged it's like a small version of you, but rigged the same. And so you can still very easily climb up the same things. It just looks very strange. And thankfully,
I don't know what it is, but Sony cannot get kids right. Because Horizon had the same problem with Aloy.
No, I thought she looked adorable.
Aloy was weird looking, right?
In the original version of Horizon Zero Dawn, she is weird looking. In the remaster, she's fine. They fixed it up because they knew.
Oh.
But in the original version, everybody was like, "This is weird."
But yeah, really good game. Jeremy Claybrook says, "Wow, Marty is so goddamn wrong about the kid Atsu." I don't think I am. I feel like 99% of things in life it's an opinion. I don't think this is an opinion. I think the kid's bad. Maybe it's better in Japanese. I'm gonna switch to the Japanese and see what's going on.
Yeah, it see what the Japanese sounds like. It's probably better just because you don't know what they're saying.
Yeah. Sony Santa Monica, I think, got it mostly right with Atreus.
Sure.
In the first game.
He was more of a teenager though, right? He wasn't like a little
not in the first game. In the first game, he's like a little kid. In the second game, he's a teenager.
He's not that. No,
he's not like a little kid. He's like 12 in the first game, right?
I think he's older than 12 in the first game, even.
I think he's like in the first game.
30.
No, he can't be. No, I think he's like 12 in the first game.
I mean, 12's kind of big.
Atreus' age in God of War 11. His 12th birthday occurs at some point during the game's story.
Damn, HBD.
Almost right.
How come we never do an HBD for him? You know what? If he was in a Kojima game, he'd get an HBD. Everyone gets an HBD.
Did Kratos even celebrate his birthday in the game? I don't remember if he did.
We don't do birthdays here.
Probably made him strangle a warthog or something.
Kill it. It's your pet. Now you have to kill it.
Good job, boy. You made it to 12.
Yeah. Yeah. What Nick? What else? What else have you been playing? I had a quick question. Before we move on to your stuff, James Votipka, thank you so much, James, said, as of writing, we are just 16 hours and 32 minutes until Battlefield 6 launches, but who's counting? So my question is, how important is a campaign to a Battlefield release after so many years without a proper campaign in their games? Sorry to whoever's fantasy team must have tanked. First off, I don't think any of us had Battlefield.
None of us had Battlefield on.
No.
Yeah,
only the Call of Duty kid
risky. put Black Ops 7 on his. I don't know why I called this Call of Duty
just
kid.
got a release date.
Skate Story did get a release date, which is exciting, and Mina the Hollower got a question mark release date, a question mark release knocking. So
and
I'm gonna be honest.
Karen got knocked off my list.
I think the end of the season is gonna be closer. Not even closer than we expected, but thankfully, I think it's gonna be pretty fun and close. Sorry, I cut you off to bring up the Battlefield 6 thing, just because that is the big game that is coming out right now. And have you had a chance to play it? And are you and Casey, are you guys excited to jump in this weekend?
Finally got review code earlier today. I have not had a chance to jump in yet, but I will be playing it all day tomorrow. That's why I got all my writing done early this week, so I could just.
Does it come out normal tomorrow? Like I could buy it and play the campaign tomorrow.
I think you can play it now.
No, it's too late. You can't start a big gun game at night. What are you doing?
That's
the perfect time. I gotta see what's going on with him and all of his nazis.
Oh, that's true.
Look at his big game.
He's got real big gun.
Big gun.
Big gun. Oh, big gun.
But I'm not. It's a Battlefield campaign. None of them have been good. Besides Bad Company.
Sure.
I like Bad Company. They're only good ones. I don't care. I don't care about the campaign. I'll play it.
What if it is good?
David Goldfarb of The Outsiders.
None of the reviews have said it was good. I think it's just there to justify the price and get people excited.
You know what? The reviews said Slitterhead was bad, and
they were right.
It was bad.
Who's on the right side of that? You know what the review said, Casey? Wanted Dead was bad. Think about that.
What?
And the
reviews were all over the place. And they were also correct.
You can't take that tone and then poo-poo Slitterhead. We all talk about Slitterhead all the time. Most of our meetings are Slitterhead centric, and we need to be like, everyone, shut up. We need to get back on topic. Everyone's talking about Slitterhead.
I think you are in your own meetings, sir.
Everyone's talking about Slitterhead. There's no one else in the Google Meet, but it's fine because we're just showing our
Slitterhead's going to get a sequel.
No, I don't know. I don't know where they got money from, and I don't know if
Toby Fox just donated $2 to say yeah as soon as I asked that, so I'm assuming that's what that super chat was for. Even though they didn't know what I was asking yet.
Please tell them to make more. I need it. But Nick, what are you playing if not Slitterhead and Battlefield?
Yeah, the review embargo dropped today for Absolum, so I can finally talk about that. And that is easily one of my favorite games of the year, which I have had many favorite games of the year, but that is one of those games where it's a genre that I normally have zero interest in, and it's a beat 'em up, and I don't think I've ever played through a beat 'em up. I mean, I've dabbled with them, like Castle Crash and stuff like that. But this game it's just so fucking good. The art's incredible. It's got a banger of a soundtrack from Gareth Coker, who did Halo and Ori and the Blind Forest. Mick Gordon's in there. They had the composer, like some guest songs from people that worked on Dark Souls. Like, the art is fantastic. Every single location is like, man, this just looks good. The combat feels incredible. And it's basically a roguelike beat 'em up version of Hades, where you die, you get new story beats every time you die. You unlock new locations, you get upgrades. So, like, yeah, I think if you weren't into roguelites before you got into Hades and then you liked them after that, I think this will do the same for you if you like beat 'em ups but have never gotten to the roguelite genre. Like, this will do that for you. And yes, it does have 2-player co-op. But the combat is just really fun. Like, I'm playing it on Switch and everything just feels good. Like, this is one of the best feeling. I've dabbled, like I said, I've dabbled with a bunch of beat 'em ups, Streets of Rage and all that, but this is like the best feeling beat 'em up I've ever played.
Wow, yeah, you've been trying to get me to try this out for a while now, and it does look interesting. Like, the art is like really, really good. and the combat looks fast, which is something like a lot of the more popular side-scrolling beat 'em ups that have come out recently have been throwbacks. Like you mentioned, Streets of Rage, for example, and those don't feel great. Like they're kind of they're very much reminiscing about the older
Arcadey,
style,
yeah.
and they don't feel
even
that
those like
great.
the Ninja Turtle one, and then there's this Dotemu's also releasing the Marvel Cosmic one, and it almost feels like
Yeah,
that thing where you play like I love an old arcade beat 'em up, but yeah, when you play it, it does kind of feel like, oh, this is a product of its time. Whereas if you
Yeah,
can
it's a
take
little-
that
this feels-
and then
this
make it
feels
feel
modern.
like a game like Hades, that sounds great.
yeah. Like
this feels
I
like
love
a
it when they
modern
take
take on all
these.
that.
Yes, the modern take, right? Like that's how I felt Sifu was. Like, oh, let's take this language and make it a 3D thing with all this extra interactivity. Like, oh, it was blowing my mind. Loved it so much. But like 2D
and
still
the
works.
the roguelike formula works really well for this, because like the thing, you don't actually see it right away, but the farther you get into the game, it actually, like, when you play a beat 'em up, you go through the levels and it's the same thing every time, kind of thing, right? But like this adds all these little extra random elements that I wasn't expecting to see. So I played a bunch of it, even like at the earliest stages, and then at some point I go back to the earliest, one of the earlier stages, and suddenly there's like these rope swing traps with spike balls on them, and so you start fighting in between those spike balls. You have to be careful not to hit them, because then they'll start swinging and hit you or your enemies if you're not dodging enough. So they add in like little things like that. There will be, you'll play through the same areas over and over again, and then suddenly, oh, there's this new area where these two little mini bosses will come out and fight you. So it really does take that great element of Hades, where it changes up just in, like, it's familiar every time you go through it, but it just changes up enough to make those little surprises kind of hit right when they need to.
Nice.
So yeah, I can't recommend this game enough. I'm loving it.
I'm assuming I already know the answer to this, but Overzealous Enthusiast in the chat asked, is co-op necessary for enjoyment? I see various reviews put a lot of focus on it, but I'm not sure if solo is viable for funsies as well. I assume
I have no friends, so I've been playing solo. Yeah.
Sure. I didn't want to say that second part. I just said I assume when you're working, you're very busy. You don't allow anyone into your office unless they're a dog that makes weird squeaking noises. Yeah, this one sounds cool. And this is available for everything, right?
Yeah, it doesn't have
this wasn't a Game Pass game, was it?
I don't think so.
No.
But they don't have a direct Switch 2 port, but I've been playing the Switch version and it runs and looks great, so don't worry about it.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it runs at 60 frames, so it's smooth.
Nice. Ball Pit was the game I was thinking is coming to
yes. I can't talk about that one yet.
Also, a Grinch game is coming. Game Pass. Did we
right.
know there's a Grinch game?
Which Grinch game?
The Grinch. What do you mean, which Grinch? I don't know. It's too small. Let me find it. The Grinch: Christmas Adventures. The Grinch has a wonderful, awful idea. Steal all the presents in Whoville using gadgets like his stealthy Santa costume and candy cane lasso. Help him sneak around, freeze creatures with snowballs, and learn the meaning of Christmas along the way in this festive platformer.
What?
Wow.
You can review it if you want, Casey. We're not going to.
This game is like 20 years old.
Is it, or is this just a different Grinch game?
No, like this game should have been made 20 years ago, is what I mean.
Oh yeah, no, it looks great. What if
Like,
I become
what the
a
hell?
big Grinch guy for the rest of the year? It looks like a really shitty Crash Bandicoot game.
Man.
Like some of it's kind of 3D, you're running away from stuff, and some of it's really shitty 2D. I'm gonna buy this game.
Looks
No, it's coming to Game Pass. I don't need to buy it. I don't need to
that's
buy it. This is
coming
why I
to
don't
Game
cancel
Pass?
Game Pass.
Is that why
You
they
can
raised the
raise it
price
as
of
much
Game
as-
Pass for that game in particular?
Yes, because you got to get that Grinch license.
Isn't it too
Whoa.
early for Christmas stuff? Like we should save
This
this
seems-
for Christmas.
This should not
Dude,
be a
there's
October release.
already
Put the
Christmas
spooky.
shit up in
Who's
Hy-Vee.
Spooky
Yeah.
Grinch? But
We
who's Spooky Grinch?
were complaining that we didn't have enough Christmas games back when we were trying to do the Christmas Battle Masters, right?
Now we got one.
Now we got
But
one.
what if Battlemasters come back for the Grinch: Christmas Adventures - Merry & Mischievous Edition? We're bringing it back. I'm excited. I'm excited to jump into Absolum. Nick, what else are you?
Yeah, the last game I got to try this week was Valor Mortis, which is the new first-person Souls-like from the Ghost Runner devs that's set during, I guess, set in the Napoleonic kind of wars with a very dark and grim dark take on it all.
Every time I see this game's name, I forget what it is until you say, "Oh, it's from the Ghost Runner
first
devs."
person.
I'm like,
Souls
"Oh yeah,
oh yeah.
yeah."
I'm
I
actually
remember this
really,
trailer.
Yeah, I'm really impressed with what I got to play so far. So like, I think the playtest is public on Steam, so I think anybody can try it now. But it definitely like, I mean, it's a Souls like. They're not shying away from what they're making. The big selling point is that it's a first person Souls like. So it's got all the elements that you expect. It's got, looping map design. You crush a piece of glass in your hand to get health back. It has yeah, it's got the most Souls games these days are using like what's that system called? You can break their poise. So it's got that system in there as well. Parrying, blocking, dashing, all that kind of stuff. So
does it patches come up and kick you in the ass? Because that's necessary.
Haven't seen him yet. But yeah, I'm at the main thing I was curious about was like, how are the bosses going to play in this? Because I'd watched like a few different previews from people that played it earlier. Like I think Skill Up said he was a bit iffy on not the game, but just like the field of view, because like when you're fighting these massive bosses in a Souls game, you have your third person usually, and you get to see their everything and see how they're going to choreograph their moves.
What is a good first person boss fight? I feel like you don't get that a lot.
I mean, to this particular dev's credit, like they did Ghost Runner 2, which
did that have good boss fights?
It has good first-person combat, and so that kind of translated to the boss fights being a lot more interesting than the standard fare. So like, there was definitely room for improvement, but like maybe they improved. I'm very curious to see what they're doing in this.
Yeah. I've just played a lot of first-person games, so like the field of view, like I don't. There's hardly ever a time I changed my field of view in games, and everybody yells at me for it. But I'm so used to it, so I've never bothered with it. I've found the boss fight really fun. The moves are well choreographed. You can parry the big boss attacks. They have all the usual stuff of like he glows red, and you got to dodge that. You can't like block it or whatever. The animations are pretty gross. Like if you break the boss's poise, you straight up stab that guy in the throat and make sure he feels it. So I
love it.
He even has a second phase where like things get amped up a lot more, and I haven't yet beat that second phase. So like the challenge is there, which is what I was kind of worried about with the first person game, because like I would say most first person melee combat games you kind of just spam away. But you really can't do that in this, because they do have the stamina bar, and the bosses move around a lot. It's not sitting there hacking away at a lot of the time. It does feel like a duel, which I really enjoyed.
I have a question. Why is it a playtest and not a demo? Is this like a multiplayer thing, like a server?
No,
or is it mostly just a semantics thing?
I think it's just a semantics thing, yeah.
Okay, yeah. I was just curious if it was, because a lot of times when you get like network or play tests, it's like, oh, we want to see what the servers are like. So I wasn't sure. This is a single player most.
Is there any kind of invasion type thing?
Not that I had seen yet. No, I don't.
Did Ghost Runner have any multiplayer? Casey, do you remember?
I think a leaderboards.
No. Yeah, there's a way to leaderboard like some
stuff.
Some side stuff. There's like challenge rooms and stuff.
So
good point. Metroid Prime had good first person. Well, I don't know if you felt that way, but I thought the Ridley fight was pretty cool. The Ridley fight was cool, not the final fight, but the Ridley fight in like the statue area. I thought was cool. Like jump over his tail and shit. He was angry.
No, like those were boss fights.
Those were legally boss fights.
Yeah, I don't think I could categorize them as like good ones. Like they weren't
Ridley
like
was
bad.
Like
it wasn't like a broken fight or anything, but it was like I just did the thing it asked me to do. But like, was I really having like a fun?
My favorite thing about going through Metroid Prime with you is I was always the world's #1 Metroid Prime hater. Now I feel like I'm the world's #2 Metroid Prime hater.
I didn't hate it. I don't know if this would blow my mind if I played it back when it released. That's all I'm saying.
2002.
So
We would've been
my
young and naive. Sorry, what else?
my main question for Valor Mortis will
Oh yeah,
will mainly be, you know, how do they do the Souls like map design in first person? You know, is it gonna
Yeah.
be fun to actually explore in that way? And can they, or is it gonna feel more linear or whatnot? So that's what I'm mostly interested in. But I think that's something I don't have to worry about too much because like the level design is part of Ghost Runner, and Ghost Runner 2's like biggest or best part. So
yeah.
yeah, I'm pretty excited
I
to
guess
see how this goes.
Yeah, it seems pretty. Of the first person Souls like is pretty. Seems like it makes sense on paper, but it doesn't feel like a thing we have a lot of. Like, were any of those? Was that Mortals of Avium? That didn't have any Souls like elements, did it? I didn't play it.
No.
Immortals of Avium,
No.
no, it's a first person shooter.
That was just
Yeah, that was
that was just a
pretty.
shooter, but with magic.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Like a
No, there isn't-
cinematic shooter
there-
at that.
Yeah,
there has not been like a true first person Souls like. You know, we've been getting a lot of first person melee combat oriented games lately, but most of them are kind of horde based games, or you know something like Kingdom Come Deliverance
Kingdom Come,
2, which yeah. So
interesting. Does this
But-
thing have a date on it? It's just next year, I assume.
not yet.
The future. It's fine. We have enough games this fall. We don't need.
Yes.
We don't need to play. We don't need to play any more games. Was that it?
That is it for me this week that I can talk about.
Ooh, tantalizing.
I've
Before
been going back to I've just my list of games continues to grow that I am playing, and it is stressing me out. So I am dabbling in trying to finish Death Stranding 2. I am still working on Borderlands 4. I'm working on Silent Hill F. I'm working on Dying Light the Beast.
so organize them by shortest. You can knock out Silent Hill F pretty quickly. Death Stranding 2, that's another.
Yeah,
That's something else.
I just got the episode.
Maybe
4.
don't finish them. Maybe just get like.
I want to
some
though. I
way
like
through
them
it,
all.
and then-
Yeah. Well, obviously, when you finish Silent Hill F, you need to play through it 5 times again.
Fuck. No, I'm not doing that. I didn't do that with Nier
There's-
Automata, and I'm not doing
There's
that
a
with Silent Hill
lot.
F.
Okay, that's insane. That's you only played the first fifth of Nier, so that's not. I was literally about to go to a story complaining about people complaining that I've only played the first fifth of Silent Hill F.
I knew it. I knew I was going to catch you in that trap. I knew it.
Well, shit. Don't I seem like the asshole right now? Nier is good. A couple super chats before we move on to what Casey and I have been playing. Tsunami Doucher, $20 dono. And as always, says nothing. Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Tsunami Doucher. Gortak appreciates you with a $2 dono. Just says you go, girl. We don't say that enough anymore as a society.
Appreciate that.
Yeah. You know what? You could also change it to you go, Gert. And then it sounds like you're pointing at like go, Gert.
Now it's bad.
Hey,
I
you
don't
go,
like it
Gert.
anymore.
Get over here.
Very,
You don't like it?
very random. Do you guys remember those little ice cream like dips or whatever they were called?
Dippin'
They
Dots?
were like no.
Dippin' Dots? Ice cream of the future?
No, they were in like those little red canisters. Dibs.
Oh, dibs.
Yes,
Oh,
yeah.
I remember seeing those. I don't think they're
Yeah.
like little pieces of ice cream, right? Like,
Yeah, they're like little
Yeah,
pieces
those are
of ice
great.
cream wrapped in like candy. Those don't
Yeah.
they don't exist anymore. I
I'm
like
sorry.
I had a sudden
What?
I had a sudden craving for them like a couple weeks ago, and I looked everywhere in the grocery store. Like their dibs aren't here anymore, or Hy-Vee doesn't sell them.
You know what? My grocery store tricked me by moving the pierogies, and I just assumed they didn't have pierogies anymore. And then finally, I asked the man, and it turned out they moved the pierogies by the breakfast stuff, which doesn't make sense. Pierogies aren't for breakfast; that's dinner food. But sometimes you got to ask. Get outside your comfort zone. Ask the strange men and women where your
Dibs are
dibs
sold
are.
at Dollar General, says Eric.
Oh my god! So
I don't
not
know
only
if I
can you
want
get dibs,
ice
but you
cream
can
from
get them
Dollar
very
General.
cheap. What? It's $1. It's ice cream. It doesn't gotta be fancy.
Nothing's a dollar at
Dibs.
Dollar General anymore. Liar.
You don't know that? They're not liars. Then Captain Perez, thank you so much
Hold
for
on,
the
real
$10
quick
dono.
before
Yeah.
we jump off the dibs train. I went to Amazon to see if you could get dibs from Amazon. I don't see dibs, but it sort of just opened my mind. You can just buy ice cream on Amazon.
It's weird.
they
Like,
send
how
it to
does
you
it
in
come to your house?
With dry ice.
Like, what happens if you get it in like July?
Speakeasy says Google.
Oh man, I'm gonna buy some Amazon ice cream.
Speakeasy said dibs are at Target. All right, I'll see you guys later. I'll be back.
Oh no, we don't do Target.
If they have dibs, actually, we do Target.
Well,
it's fine. There are certain things that allow
just
us
like if
to.
Hulu has hockey, I gotta go back.
We can cross the picket line. It's fine.
Scabbing for dibs.
And then Captain President with the $10 dodo. Thank you, Captain President. Ball Pit pushing its release date back has given me blue balls. Did it push its release date?
A while ago. It moved away from Hollow Knight. Yeah, it comes out like next
but it's
week.
moving. It's coming out like next week. That one of the games you can't talk about? Blink twice.
Yeah. I can't talk about my balls yet.
You can't talk about. You can talk about your dibs though. Think about that.
I can't. I don't have them either.
Okay. I'll run through the other stuff I've been playing, but I wanted to shout out too many spreadsheets over in the Patreon for a sentiment that I'm kind of holding close to myself as well. They said, I found a good pattern for myself is playing a big game and following it up with a few smaller games before going back to a big one. After finishing Silksong, I played Cook Serve Forever, and I have a few more small titles to play before I jump back into something big. It helps me get through my backlog and eases me out in the super absorbing experiences that take up too much of my space in my brain. I do a similar thing. It's less about length, though, and more about I like to play things that are a bunch of different genres and even like platforms and like where I play them, because like Ghost of Yotei has been my like big living room game, on my TV and everything. Whereas I've been playing a couple things on my Switch and Steam Deck that move at a very different pace than Ghost of Yotei, which I've been enjoying quite a bit. So just running through those quick. I'm still jamming through Final Fantasy Tactics, which let me tell you, I hit them again, Casey, and they did not get back to me. I have a feeling they're not going to get back to me about the second Switch code.
It's fine.
Final Fantasy Tactics, the Ivalice Chronicles on Switch, and I'm in Chapter 3 now, and I'm loving this game more than I ever have, and I don't think I've like played fully through it since I've been an adult. And I don't know if it's because of the translation or because of the voice acting now, but I am like clicking with the story in a way that I did not when I was younger and played the game. When I was younger and played the game, I thought the combat and the mechanics were really cool in the world. And now I'm like, the story is like devastating. Like it's like 100%. It's just fucking Game of Thrones. It's like very much that, but just handled extremely well. Really, really, really loving Tactics Ogre, I read Pipes' message about Tactics Ogre. I'm really loving Final Fantasy Tactics, so I'm giving that a big reco. Also on the other side of the RPG coin, I've put about 2 hours into Digimon Story, the new one that just came out. This is my first Digimon game since Digimon World for the PS1. But this one got a bunch of good reviews, so I decided to jump into it. And it feels very much right from the get-go. It feels like a non-Persona or Shin Megami Tensei game in that series. Like it feels like one of those like Shin Megami Tensei spin-offs that isn't Persona, like a Strange Journey or something like that. I like that some of the overworld and the combat and getting into battles feel a little bit like Metaphor ReFantazio in that you can attack enemies on the overworld, and if you are stronger than them, you don't have to fight them. Like your attack, if they didn't instigate it, kills them, and you get the XP and everything. And then if an enemy is of your power or weaker, then you're allowed to just do regular turn-based combat. And so that's really cool. And also the way, Digimon, similar to Pokemon, you grow your party of little critters, but instead of like getting something down to like 20% health and throwing a ball and seeing if you get it, every time you defeat one, you kind of like absorb some of its data, because apparently Digimon, being digital monsters, are data. I know very little about Digimon, so I'm learning about that. They're digital. But then I'm like, they kind of see that thing kind of also looks like a dog. They're like, it's digital, but I'm like, I think you're a little dinosaur. You kind of like download percentages of data every time you beat one. And then once you hit 100%, you can summon it into your party. However, you can wait all the way up to 200%. And if you keep waiting, you summon it to your party with higher stats. So it's kind of a cool, like, shit, I want this cool thing now, but it's not going to be as good as if I let it cook in the oven a little bit and kill 10 more of it. Then I can summon it like at a level 5 as opposed to a level 1 or whatever.
So have you summoned any at 100%, or are you just
I have.
everyone's at 2?
No, I've everyone. I'm just like go now. No. Actually, I've done everyone at 2 just because. I don't know. Like there's just a lot of them, and so I never felt like, oh, I need something to do to summon this one. Like there just always feels like there's one there to do it.
You haven't
I'm
entered
not
the
very far. I
Digimon
don't
meta
know.
yet.
I haven't entered the Digimon meta yet. I haven't got too far in the story. It seems like you play a time traveler who travels back to like modern Tokyo, and so you're running through like Shibuya Crossing, and you go into Shinjuku to some high rise. So I have no thoughts on the story yet, but I'm excited to play a little bit more. Mostly because I'm also excited for Pokemon coming out in a week or two, just to have kind of a foundation for like, oh, it's interesting that these two came out in the same orbit. So let's see if one is better than the other.
They've always been pretty strong rivals, right? Pokemon and Digimon.
Yeah.
If you like the loop of Pokemon, will you be into this? Because I mean, I don't. Yeah, I'm in the same boat. I don't know jack shit about Digimon, but I'm also
the opening of it feels like a Shin Megami Tensei, or like think of it in creature collecting in the same way Persona or SMT are creature collecting, right? You know, where it's like you go into battle, but you actually throw your little your weirdos out there to fight for you. So yeah, I don't know. Before I could give it a recommendation one way or another, I'm going to need to put more time into it, which I will this weekend. And then just the last thing is I've been replaying Mario Galaxy 2 for the first time since it originally came out in 2010, I believe.
I've never played that one. I just it's the first one I don't like.
It's the first
Mario. This game is so fucking good. This is just Silk Song and Hades 2 in that it's like, listen, we laid the groundwork. You know everything that's all about, so we're gonna hit the ground running. And it is so fucking creative, and every level throws something new at you. A new power, a new Yoshi thing, a new rule set to the levels. It cares less about creating kind of this like cohesive like vibe that Mario Galaxy 1 had, and more of like, here's an awesome challenge. Here's an awesome challenge. Like they threw everything at the whiteboard, and no one said no to any idea. And its difficulty level starts relatively high right off the bat. So for being I think the only actual Mario sequel outside of, I guess, in the US, because we didn't get Mario 2, the Mario 2 that Japan got, which was a sequel to Mario 1.
Mm-hmm.
It's really interesting. It always makes me want Nintendo to make more sequels like that. Like, what can we turn around? Like almost like Majora's Mask was a what can we turn around quickly using these same assets,
right?
And
like,
while Majora's Mask,
go.
Yeah, Majora's Mask like went kind of, we'll use these and create a whole different feeling puzzle. This game was like, oh, we could just use these and ratchet everything up to 10 right from the get-go. So yeah, pretty impressive stuff. Really digging it.
I mean, yeah, that sounds
excited
cool.
to play more. Yeah.
Especially if the first one, like this sounds like it's just a much better version of what the first game's ideas were, which was cool ideas.
It's like a refinement. Yeah.
Yeah,
but they felt like a lot of them were like, and a lot of it was like, we put you on this big orb, try to control yourself on the orb, and you're like, where am I? Whereas this is very much like, oh, we've figured out what is fun and not fun with the gravity, and we're focusing on what is fun. So yeah, really good stuff there. Casey, what have you been doing? And let me just say right off the bat, Dread Pirate Mittens over in the Patreon said, shout out to Casey for the Mashal anime recommendation. Just the kind of show I needed right now.
Yeah, it's a really fun time. That show's real ridiculous. I did finish Mashal season 2, by the way. One thing I'll say about that show, it follows a lot of shonen tropes. Like, it is at heart a parody, so it's not like taking itself seriously, which I love, but it follows certain story beats that you will absolutely recognize from other shows, but it races through them really fast. Like, it doesn't waste any time bogging you down with the progression. Like, you get to the point where he's established, he gets his friend group, everyone is an enemy of him in the same episode that they become his best friend, like right after.
Sure.
And then they get to the tournament arc like right after that. So like it's blazingly fast. It's really funny. And I've been watching the English dub, which I've not watched the Japanese dub, but like it's funny as hell. Like, his personality is so dumb and not like dumb, but like what's the right word? Like he's absolutely like a himbo,
Yeah.
and like he'll respond to people. He'll respond to people who say like they're trying to give their like bad guy, oh I'm so emo, like this is my worldview monologue, and his response will be okay, or or he won't let them finish. He'll punch them in the face before they finish their sentence,
Love
and
it.
they'll
Beautiful.
comment on it. They're like, "You didn't let me
Yeah.
finish."
That's not how this is
Like
supposed
it's
to
really
be.
funny. It's really
Yeah.
funny. Like I really love it.
Nice.
But yeah, to go into the game, yeah, still doing Silk Song. At this point, I don't think there's any more Silk Song I can do. Like I've reached the point where like I'm trying to find
All
more
silked
game than
out.
there's left. Yeah.
Yeah.
So like I'm heading into the abyss. I'm gonna finish it off probably tonight. But I just reviewed Yooka-Replaylee. I never played the original game, but I did play their sequel, which was Yooka-Laylee Impossible Lair, and that was actually really fun. And like that apparently was like based on like the Donkey Kong Country series, which I never touched because, and I've said this
Yeah.
before, I just always thought those games were ugly looking. It's a real
believe it.
superficial reason, but I just like I
Hating
don't
on
like
the
this.
Kongs.
This is just a bunch of clay monkeys. I'm not a fan.
I think the Donkey Kong Country games might be like cilantro. I think like 10% of people are like genetically grossed out by it.
I don't know, but yeah. So I was kind of all in for like Playtonic have another crack at this. And for the most part, yeah, like it works by them essentially treating it like I was saying, almost as if you beat the game already. This is like new game plus. Like you start with all the things. It's not super difficult. Like, and the way the game used to work, based on Marty's review that I watched back on IGN like 8 years ago, is that you would go into like one of the hub levels, and then it's kind of half there. Like you had to do a bunch of stuff and then go back to it later on, and it would like expand, which on paper sounds like a neat concept, but it kind of left the original versions of the levels feeling literally like cut off and undone. So they kind of did away with that stuff because it didn't work. Like they got the feedback that it didn't work. They did away with that. You have all the abilities, you have all the play space. They put like check mark thingies so you can dash around to places you've been if like, and they even let you know like the places where pages aren't hidden for the most part. Like the challenge is kind of there even on the map, and you can just kind of head in that direction to figure out what it is you need to do to get it. And like none of it is super difficult. So like, especially for me who's been playing a ton of Silk Song, something that isn't like putting me to the test was actually kind of really freeing. And like it was just a really good time to just run around, and like it really feels good. Like the music, you would expect better because some of the levels songs and world songs are just kind of boring. But like when the music hits, it does hit. Like there's like particular songs that are like really really freaking catchy. And the look is great.
The
sound is
composers
great.
were like Greg Kirkhope and David Wise, like the
right,
OG like rare folks who did GoldenEye, Perfect Dark, Donkey Kong, Banjo, all those.
Right. So yeah, it was a lot of fun. Like there's a chance that other folks, especially folks who play a ton of platformers like this, may still feel like it's not doing enough. But for what this game is, it is the best version of what it is at this point. So like if you liked it to any degree beforehand, you're absolutely gonna love the changes and updates that they've done with this. And if it's too easy, you can absolutely make it harder with like some other side stuff as well. Like you can buy things
I legitimately
bump up the difficulty.
was on the fence about this, even though I love this genre and I obviously played and reviewed the first one, and I was on the fence. And seeing your bite size put me off. Like I'm gonna get this because I feel like it does fix a lot of the problems I had with the game, where levels felt sparse, you felt like you didn't have a full movement kit, and the back half of the game kind of felt unfinished, and the levels were big and open and boring. Whereas everything you said about the first two, and then everything I see in the visual upgrade, like the swamp in the first game is the most boring looking swamp ever, and then I see it in this game, and I'm like, that's a nice looking swamp.
Yeah, it's of everything that's there, it's probably still the least good to look at, but for what it is, it actually feels a lot more of that space, I think, with things that are interesting. But like you don't have to even spend that time. Like they kind of broke the game even because they doubled the amount of pagey collectibles that you get in each stage, like which means like you're just picking them up all the time.
So I
don't think progress Yeah, I don't think they upped the numbers on the doors to get to the next level. So you can finish the game before going to some of the late game levels, actually, which I didn't do because why would you do that?
Yeah.
But you could if you wanted to. And
Sure.
I kind of like that level of, well, this game existed 8 years ago. We're just kind of we're gonna give it to you and as is.
Yeah.
Where
you calling it
like
the
we-
like New Game Plus thing, I think was pretty spot
Yeah.
on. Yeah.
Yeah, it felt like that
Just,
like right from the beginning. Yeah.
Yeah.
Important to note on the because I assume you probably want to play this on your Switch too, Marty. It does not run at 60 frames yet. Only runs at 30.
You sons of bitches.
They said it's because like they just didn't. They just said because they didn't get the dev kits in soon enough. So I assume a 60 FPS update will come. Yeah.
Why? What? Like in hindsight, all the like everyone being secretive around Switch 2 is so dumb because
Even though
it's
we knew
just
it was coming
more
forever.
Switch. Also, it's just more Switch. It's just
like, it's not that
like it doesn't
it's really
do
not
anything.
that revolutionary. Yeah.
Yeah.
No. And yeah, after playing Donkey Kong on Switch 2, it's very hard to go back to a 30 FPS platformer on Switch 2. I will say that.
I do want to know, because originally Donkey Kong was going to be a Switch 1 game, and they said like they had the entire game running on Switch 1. I'm like, I want to know what that game looked like. What's going on? What's going on in that world?
Tears of the Kingdom look real good.
Yeah, it would be like one of those.
Or sorry, it made a Pokemon Violet look real good.
Oh no! I was gonna say it's gonna be like one of those sick perverts who played Breath of the Wild on the Wii U. What else, Casey, have you been doing?
I'm forgetting where this actually dropped. I watched that new Matthew McConaughey and what's her name?
Apple.
America Ferrera?
Lost Bus.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Apple
the
TV Lost Bus
on
movie.
Apple TV.
Apparently this is based on a real thing, a California wildfire, largest
the Paradise Fires
wildfire.
Yeah. Those were when I was out there.
Talk about tense. Like from like this movie, I don't know how true to the life of the main character they are sticking to, like the person who drove this fated bus through these wildfires. But the movie starts off giving him just the worst day possible, and like we all know, like he's in a flaming bus on the title screen. The day's only gonna get worse. So like it's kind of a drag. But then like when you get into the situation where like he's on the bus with the school teacher and the 22 kids, and then they're trying to get them from their school because the fires are growing to the drop-off point, and then they kind of run out of time, and then everything is engulfed in fire. It is legitimately horrifying. Like it's not a horror movie, but like I don't think I've been that scared watching a movie in like ever. Like and the thing is, I'd never heard this story before. I knew in the back of my head, like, of course they save these kids in the end, right? But I wasn't sure. I was not
these kids are gonna die.
Yeah, like if this movie ends where everybody dies, like this might like change me as a person. I mean, and again, not to spoil the movie, but like it's a true story, so like you can just look up the story. But I thought it was really great. Like once it gets into its premise, like I thought it was a little like heavy-handed in the beginning about making us sympathetic for the main guy, but like once it gets into its premise and they're dealing with the fact that they're on a school bus, everything is burning around them, and the decisions they're making to try and get out of that situation, like it is like a nail-biting, tense, harrowing situation the whole way through. And I had a really good time actually watching. I didn't expect to like get a lot out of this, honestly, when it got put on, but I really liked it.
Yeah, I'm gonna be watching this one this weekend because I know it's written by the guy who wrote Mayor of Easttown and the show the HBO show not Heist, Task, the show I'm watching now, Task with Mark Ruffalo, where he's like it's like
that FBI.
Yeah, and then these like drug dealers and stuff, and it's kind of about everyone. But yeah, that's the guy who wrote it, and then it's directed by Paul Greengrass, who directed like the Born Identity movies and United 93 and Captain Phillips, so he knows how to do like, I'm assuming the movie's like pretty gnarly with the action and everything and how it's shot.
It's very jarring watching anything with a very competent FBI in it right now. Like these people know how to talk normally.
If The Fugitive was made now, it would just be Tommy Lee Jones being like, the wife was killed by woke. We're looking for a woke man.
He wrote his address on the bullets so we could find him.
Everything's terrible. But hopefully those kids got out of that bus. Fine.
Yeah, I at this point I kind of want to look at a documentary on that situation.
Yeah.
Because man, what a moment. And like on the full opposite spectrum, I finally went back to Ted Lasso. I finished season 1 forever ago, if I'm remembering properly, and then burned through season 2, and now I think I'm in season 3. And it continues to be just a really like there's sad stuff in it, like some of these characters are going through stuff, but like there's a level of camaraderie between the characters on that show that really just warms your heart. Like I can't remember what season it is. I want to say it's like maybe the first episode of season 3 when they're doing like the practice match in Amsterdam. That whole episode is just various groups of the soccer team and the management and whatnot kind of getting into little tiny misadventures with one another. And it's so endearing. Like they're all so funny and like these are grown men and women, like but like they're also like cute. Like you want to like you just want them all to be okay and to like have a good time. And
there's like an air of
it's a really cozy
running
show
through the show.
It's just it's really like, I guess the feeling that people get from playing like all these cozy farm sims and whatnot is what I guess Ted Lasso is giving me in those moments.
That's honestly that's a pretty good comp. Honestly, it feels like a Stardew Valley kind of thing.
Yeah, like it's not challenging.
Also, how long is it
anything.
until we get a Stardew Valley show? That's got to be on the docket, right?
What would that show even be?
Oh, like a year in the life of like a new character rolling into the town. It's almost like a big soap opera. It'd be a big animated soap opera of a person.
I don't know.
Taking over the farm
I never really got into Stardew Valley.
Yeah, because it's all a bunch of will they won't they's. Are you gonna fuck the botanist? Are you gonna fuck the baker? Who are you gonna fuck?
Just a harem anime. Okay, I can see that. I can get on board.
A farming based harem anime. Listen,
you know what? That probably exists
we gotta stop
already.
saying these out loud. Yeah,
that must already be a thing. I'm sure.
Yeah. I enjoyed Ted Lasso, and apparently it's coming back. It very much feels like a finale, and apparently they're making more. So,
I'll take it. Why not?
Yeah,
we could use more positive TV.
Agreed. I didn't learn anything about soccer for that show. I think I know less about soccer now than I did.
I think it does the soccer stuff pretty poorly because I did come off of Blue Lock before going into this as well, and that treats soccer like religion. Like you learn so much about soccer, and they make soccer look so freaking cool. And by comparison, this looks like the dopiest sport in the planet, but like it's still fun. It's a fun show.
Yeah.
They're bringing Blue Mountain State back to Amazon Prime with a new season.
Like a reboot, or it's just the old season?
Reboot. So Alan Richardson's gonna go. Well, Alan Richter, whatever his last name is, he's going from playing Rickenbuckers. He's going from playing a very serious Reacher back to screaming college kid dork.
Beautiful. That's beautiful. Know your roots.
Rage.
Did you see the movie he's in with Kevin James?
I just saw the trailer for that last night. Alan Rickman.
Playdate?
No, not Alan Rickman. Wait, is it? I don't know.
Richmond, right?
I believe.
Rich son.
Yeah, he's a rich son,
Alan
not
Richard.
a rich man.
Nah.
But
never ask me somebody's name. I will always butcher it.
It's him. The premise is he and Kevin James are both like dads. Like Kevin James, I think, is like a stepdad to a kid he's trying to like bond with, and then like they meet this other dad son combo who seem just really like manly. Like they're like both kids are like just really athletic. They're like really close. Like he tries to like make the kids friends, and then so Alan Richardson is like, oh well, our kids are best friends. Let's be best friends. He immediately kind of kidnaps them to hang out, and it turns out he and the kid are spies. And then right, and now Kevin James and his kid are being sucked into this weird espionage situation. It's all over the place, but I kind of want to see it. Like it seems like pretty stupid fun.
There's like 10 of these movies that come out every year that just like And I'm like, where did this come from? It's always like it's like Kevin Hart or Kevin James or Mark Wahlberg or like there's some combo of these dudes that they just put in there. And I'm like, what is this? Yeah.
Yeah, the trailer shows Alan Richardson getting beat up by a kid.
Impossible. Beefcake Columbo, don't do this to us. Awesome. I think that's going to do it for us tonight. Nick, what do you got going on? What should folks check out for you? You and Eric are going to have a new video, new Unpacked in the morning, correct?
Yeah, I'm talking about the whole Xbox Game Pass thing and how ridiculous it is. Did you know on so they put out that graphic that shows the whatever they're calling the plans now, Essential, Premium, and what's the last one called?
Fancy,
whatever we want to call it.
Is it not called Ultimate anymore?
Ultimate. Yeah, sorry,
yeah.
I thought they. I forgot
So they
changed that
condensed them from like 4 to 3 now.
No, it's still 3. They just changed. It was like Core, Essential, Core, Essential, and Ultimate. Now it's Essential, Premium, and Ultimate.
Riveting television.
Fucking no, whatever. So they changed it, but in the middle tier, which is still $15 a month, it's like you get you don't get the Xbox published games day one anymore. You get them at some point during the year. Great, right? But what they don't include on there, and Eric pointed out to me when I was doing the video because I even missed it, in the small print on the small print, it says it excludes Call of Duty. In the small print.
Excludes Call of Duty, and an even smaller print also excludes whatever the next Elder Scrolls game comes out. Yeah.
Like, what the fuck is this?
Oh wow,
that's funny.
So now you only get Call of Duty if you pay the $30 a month, and it's like at that point you should just buy the fucking game.
So
Counterpoint, Grinch game coming soon.
So with this plan, so even on the later timetable for the middle plan, they're saying Call of Duty's not even involved in that.
Not even on Game Pass, yeah.
Wow.
So remember, the whole exciting thing about them buying Game Pass or buying Call of Duty.
Wow.
It's for Game Pass. Now you only get it on Ultimate
By paying the most.
It's
greedy hoes.
Sickening.
Unpack tomorrow on the Xbox stuff, and then I have 2 video essays that I've wrapped up. One will be on Hell Is Us, and a shorter one, kind of like the Clover Pit feel good piece on Ghost of Yotei.
Wow, you see her butt every time she goes in the spa.
Yeah.
They did that in the first game, by the way. So it's only fair.
Oh yeah, they do it in this one. Equal opportunity butts. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Hella gin butt.
Right?
So yeah.
Hella gin butt.
And quarter 3.
What a weird series of words. Hella gin butt. Hell yeah. Absolutely. Casey, what do you got going? You mentioned the Yooka-Replaylee review that just went out.
Yes, that review just went out today, so check that out if you have any interest, or if you don't have interest, just check it out anyway. Why not? Do me a favor and just watch the video. Outside of that, you know what? I still don't know actually if I'll be streaming tomorrow with the wife. But I'll let you know. Follow the Twitter, Sigma Gears 9. I'm sorry, do not follow Twitter. Get off Twitter. Leave it forever. Follow the Blue Sky. Follow Blue Sky. And I'll let you know if I'm streaming tomorrow with the wife or solo. And Super Smash Sunday should be returning this Sunday as well. 12:30 on the Second Wind channel, 2:30 on my Twitch channel.
Radical.
And also, did we? Yeah, we did announce this. The Dokapon Kingdom shirts are for sale at DFTBA.
Yes.
Yeah, so
we
check those out.
we mentioned it during the last Dokapon stream. We have a fun little ad we cut together for that we'll probably start running during.
Yeah.
Things, so. What a game! That game is insane. It's very possible we never finished.
We need to go back. We need to go back. I want to go back.
Party.
Go back soon.
Yeah, I do want to play that Lego Party game too. That's more of like a traditional Lego Party, but that seems fun.
I also want to play that Demon Slayer party game too.
I bought it on Switch, and I was like, "Why did I buy this? I don't have anyone to play this with."
That's a party game, not an action game.
No, there's an action game, and there's a Demon Slayer like Mario Party.
Yeah, Mario Party. Yeah.
What? Sweep the board.
It's weird.
I want to see you guys play that. I know nothing about Demon Slayer.
With a $2 dono says, "Who is Nick Calendars? Did you hire another Nick? Are you Nick Calendars?"
No, my social media haters call me Nick Caldera, which I actually like that last name. That sounds kind of fucking cool and explosive.
Caldera's
You sure they're not just
Yeah,
talking about a
Caldera's-
different dude?
No, it's in our YouTube comments. They're like, I hate that Nick Caldera. I can't believe he said bad things about Trump.
Maybe
Classic
Nick Caldera
Caldera.
did say bad things about Trump, and he hates that guy. Like,
I saw a video
We're
about
mostly
me.
worried about what Nick Caldera is up to.
Yeah, actually, just with Story Play, I don't know who that is.
I like the idea that Nick Caldera gets these haters. He's like, I didn't say anything about video games. Stop talking to me.
That's like those when like people go viral on social media and people find the person with the same name, but it's not the right person.
Yeah.
It wasn't me. I didn't do it.
I'm a completely different Jeffrey Epstein.
there's a Will Smith who was verified on Twitter for a long time, and when actor Will Smith was never on Twitter, so like he would just get all of Will Smith's.
Please stop yelling at me. Yeah. And then for me, check out the video essay went up this morning that I wrote and Jesse Galena put together on Silent Hill F, and particularly its use of jump scares. Really happy with how that turned out, so take a look at that. And then, like Casey, I should be back. I'll be streaming on my personal channel tomorrow night. Probably watch some anime, maybe some spooky stuff, maybe Perfect Blue or something. But tune in for that around 5 o'clock or so. And that's going to do it for us. Perfect. Thank you all so much. Everyone who tuned in live, everyone who is watching the VOD or listening to your podcast service of choice, all of our patrons, everyone in the Green Gang. Appreciate you all so very much. So for Marty, for Nick, for Casey, and for Eric, this was Firelink episode number 87. Thank you all so much. Have a wonderful rest of your Thursday, and we'll see you all next time. Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye.